Hello everyone, my name is Thomas Almquist, and I decided to focus on developing a student news program here at the Nelson County Middle School. The reason for doing this was due to the current form of announcements being less productive in informing students of the events and activities happening around the school. And this can be due to the fact that classrooms can be loud or distracting, and they're less likely to pay attention to them and remember the announcements being made. For my research, I studied different styles of learning, such as visual, auditory, tactile, and a few others, as well as methods for utilizing these in order to increase information retention and the effects of student involvement on their cognitive and social abilities. Um, in my research, I found that it can be beneficial for students who are more involved in things like sports or um, clubs on their social and cognitive abilities. So for my big question, I had to find a way to answer how can schools adjust their methods for announcing activities and events to increase student involvement? So basically, in what ways could I help change or add to the current form of announcements in order to increase student involvement? For my internship, I think I spent a total of about 11 and a half hours or so throughout last semester. I had an interview with Yvette Stafford. She's the publisher of the Blue Ridge Life magazine. She gave me some advice on um, how to develop and run a news program. And Sandra Irby, she's the director of the special education department. She um, she gave me some resources and some information about uh, different styles of learning and how students generally learn best. Eric Kaiser, he used to be the tech teacher here at the high school. He gave me some resources like Camtasia, which is a video editing software, and a professional microphone that I used to start off my project. And Owen Underdonk, he gave me some advice for uh, how to set up my project, and he also gave me some resources. He gave me contact information for people like Sandra Irby, um, and that helped me to start out my project. Um, for my community service, I think I spent a total of about 30-ish hours, and I plan to continue that throughout the year. Um, on the left, there's the Camtasia program that we were using, and on the right, there's Adobe Spark. In the center, there's me with the group of kids that I was working with um, on the program. Starting with the news program itself, basically what we did, we compiled information and videos about the events um, and made them into videos, um, wrote scripts and for the voiceovers, and got everything ready and edited it so that way we could publish it by well, we tried doing it by the end of the week, like each week, but it ended up being more of a monthly thing. The reason for doing this was to help accompany the announcements to help draw more attention rather than just having the announcements alone. This could help students remember the events more and get more involved, and help improve student engagement. For example, a student who's more of a visual learner could benefit from having um, imagery to accompany the announcements rather than just having someone read off a sheet of paper into the intercom. For my legacy, I've been teaching the students how to run the program without me, teaching them how to edit videos and compile information that they need for the events. And this way they can continue the program and teach other students how to do it as well. Some troubles that I faced, finding like a proper mentor that had lots of experience with running or being part of a news program. There wasn't many people that I could get in contact with. None of them really emailed me back. And also, the principal at the middle school was often very busy, and trying to get in contact with him was pretty hard. I basically just needed to tell him what the program was about in order to for him to approve it and let me implement that into the middle school. and finding a teacher to stay after. I emailed all the teachers at the middle school. Um, I ended up staying after with Miss Knight with the students because none of them responded. Some advice that I would have if anyone were to try to implement a similar program or just anything in general, start early, over the summer. Um, Even if you're not actually starting your project, just at least talk to people um, and get things set up so that way once the school year starts, you can actually implement what you're trying to do. And also communication is really important, um, whether it be in person or through the phone or in email. Um, just make sure that people are understanding what you're talking about and communicate as often as possible so that way you can get what you're trying to do done quicker. And also finding experienced mentors to either job shadow or talk with um, is really beneficial as well. For my future plans, I plan to either go to VCU or UVA. It's still kind of up in the air at the moment, but if I've already been accepted to VCU, but if I wanted to go to UVA, I would likely have to go to PVCC for 2 years and then transfer to UVA as long as I have an acceptable GPA. And for my major, it's either going to be something along the lines of photography or filming or editing or possibly advertisement. So thank you. Does anyone have any questions? Yeah, we're trying to send out the videos at least once a month, kind of recapping what's happened in the past and then what's planned to happen, so that way to get them more involved. Um, I think we're working on our third. Um, I've been emailing them to Mr. Dunnick at the middle school. I don't know if he's shown them to the school. I've asked him to um, kind of send them out to the teachers or publish it to like the Nelson County YouTube page. And I'm not sure if he's done that yet, but that's how we're doing it. He has. Okay, thank you. With the program itself, um, I guess try to find more students um, and try to work harder to get videos out more often rather than monthly. Yeah, yeah. Okay.